Here is a Friday afternoon update on Hurricane Dorian. It is now a Category 3 storm with 115-mile-per-hour winds moving northwest at 10. So we do have some changes. Some intermediate advisories have been coming in, so not just the 5 and 11 ones. Now we're getting some 2 o'clock ones and 8 o'clock ones as well. So there's a look at the currents, and you can see the numbers there if you're plotting at home. Here's a look at the spaghetti models, and they're still pretty much in step until we get into around Tuesday or so. And after that, though, there is still some more, a little bit more consensus. We were starting to see this yesterday. We're kind of right in the middle here. There's that westward turn and then toward the north and then spreading on off toward the northeast. So pretty much just making a loop here and heading back out to the ocean. We, at this point, the way it's standing, should be on the outside edge of this on the clean side of the storm, which means actually subsidence. So you'd actually get some dry air in spots, and any rain that we do see would probably cut off at a pretty distinct line there in our southeastern counties, but we'll get there. Here's a look at the latest track. As of the 2 p.m. advisories, Cat 3 should become a Category 4 at some point, maybe later on Saturday, and then roll through Grand Bahama Island, and then a landfall somewhere around West Palm Beach, either as a Category 4 or a 3. Or probably a 4 and then weakening down to a 3 and then a 1 here as you get up about pin high with Daytona Beach, or just a little bit higher than that. So this is the motion like this, and then maybe turning kind of over Jacksonville, St. Simon, Savannah, and then going out like that. That again would put us on the good side of the storm. That would be a scenario that would work okay for us. Let's go into the RPM model just to take a look. This will only take us out through the weekend here, and you can see there's Saturday and then starting to roll ever closer toward the northern part of the Bahamas chain here, and then kind of going right through Freeport, Grand Bahama Island. This is Monday morning. Now the long-range models are back in step, which is really good because yesterday they were thrown out all over the place. What we're seeing here is the Euro finally, instead of making that jog south and west and then turning up and being a full day or so behind the GFS, is pretty close. The GFS wants to go between Daytona Beach and West Palm, and then they both start to almost right on top of each other here, running up the coast. This is Tuesday night. Then we start to get into Wednesday morning. Now notice during all this that we're up here outside edge, so any rain would be extreme southeastern counties, but there still could be a little bit of a breeze, maybe a 20 to 30 mile per hour breeze. And then right here Thursday morning, some of this may pick up. A little bit of extra rain in southeastern counties. This would be maybe a 30 to 40 mile an hour gust occasionally, but as you get into places like Macon and definitely northward, probably not much of an effect there. So all of this would be along the Georgia coast here, and at this point should be tropical storm Dorian, seeing how much of that would be holding together at that point, and then rolling on up the Georgia coast. As we go through the day Thursday, it starts to move on up the Carolina coast, and then both models get on out of here and then kind of wash out into the Atlantic again. So let's say that the GFS model is correct. We were doing this yesterday. We could do it with either one of them, but we'll pick this one. Just to give you an idea of some of the wind gusts here as we go into Wednesday morning. This is what I was talking about with our southeastern counties. These are not sustained winds. These would be gusts. So that would be kind of occasionally you could go 35, 40 mile per hour wind gusts, or maybe a little bit higher. This is going to be our Thursday, this is Wednesday night late, early Thursday morning. And by this point, it's starting to kind of lift on off towards South Carolina and take the wind with it. So that's the latest on Dorian. We're going to have multiple updates as we go through every day through the weekend into next week. You'll have a morning, afternoon, evening, late night. We'll continue here on the website and of course on Facebook Live as well as we follow a very slow moving but large and dangerous hurricane.